Welcome back to Getting Real. I'm your host, Monick Halm. This is a show where we strip away the fluff and get down to what really works when it comes to building wealth, freedom, and a life you love. Now, if you've ever felt like you're working harder than ever in your business, but you're still wondering where the freedom is that you got into business for, today's episode is for you. I am really excited to introduce you to Amanda Taylor, who is the founder of Expand Your Empire. It's a business. She's a business and wealth strategist who helps entrepreneurs automate their operations, generate more revenue, and here's the part I love: turn that income into lasting wealth. Amanda's journey is incredible. After 15 years in dentistry and a 25-year relationship, she reinvented her entire life in her 40s, found freedom in entrepreneurship and real estate, and built businesses that support the life she really wanted. She's proof that it's never too late to pivot, start fresh, and create the life you are meant to live. Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. So let's start with your story. You spent 15 years in dentistry and then made this huge leap into entrepreneurship. Tell us a little bit about that and what was the turning point where you said, I'm done, I need a new path?
Yeah, it was a complete accident. And I say that somewhat jokingly because nothing's an accident, but I had been in dental practice management, for 15 years, and it was a job. It was a thing I did. Never in my, heart's desire as a little girl was work for dentist, but that's just what I did. And when I moved from Texas to Colorado for my ex-husband's job, I, found the first dentist I could work for, and he was semi-retired, working only a few days a week. And I had met a woman, and she's like, hey, my husband and his partner just started this real estate investing company. They need somebody like 5 hours a week to do paperwork. You seem organized. And I'm like, I don't know anything, but okay, I can do paperwork. And that was really the rest is history moment. I got in there. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was so fascinated by this entire industry. I had no idea what I was getting into, but I am a sponge and I am Googling terms because I don't know what this means, but I'm like, you can make money this way. You can do that. I had no idea. And it went from, 5 hours a week, sourcing wholesaling deals and writing contracts and organizing disclosures to eventually running their projects, doing all of the bookkeeping, project management, sourcing materials, everything to, wait a minute, I'm making money for these guys. Why don't I just start my own company and build my own portfolio? So I did. And that was kind of it. Why not?
I love that. So I know that part of your story was also your marriage ending. Can you share a little bit about like how all of that, and then the shift into real estate, how that shaped you? How did resilience show up for you in that season?
They did go hand in hand because it was that spark of, oh, I finally found something. I'm really passionate about this. I'm really good at this. I love this. And I got so excited about it and so into it, it did cause some friction with someone who had traditionally seen me in a different role, a more supportive role than a more, active, career-driven, inspired role. That wasn't the only reason, obviously, it never is. But as things started to progress with my confidence, with my independence that I could see in having this be my, career, my path, it did cause a huge shift in what I now calling my power and my voice and my just embodiment of everything that I wanted to be. And it went from, I'm somebody who flips houses to, now I have 3 companies, and it didn't start that way. That's not what I thought I was getting into. I didn't go into real estate so I could leave my marriage. There was a lot that went into it, but having that foundation and that confidence and that education and knowing that I could do it, that I could support myself and love what I did and be excited about it, gave me the catalyst, the spark, the shift that I needed to do something that I had that I had wanted to do for a very long time.
That's interesting how the confidence as you started to get financially empowered kind of led to other things that were not in alignment falling away. And I find that so often happens for people where it's like, once something starts to line up,
then just this slow burn is what I called it. It was this awareness comes up inside of you. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I could do this. Yeah. So,
And when something feels so good over here, then this that you were tolerating over there just
it doesn't work anymore.
Does not work anymore. So you've talked a lot about the power of having a bold money mindset. So define that, and what does that actually look like in action? And why do you think so many women struggle into having that sort of boldness around money?
It is, I think, generational, it's global, it's systemic. I use the it's a fact. Women in the US couldn't get a bank account or a credit card without a male cosigner until 1974. That is not that long ago. And so I think we have traditionally been either directly told or indirectly shown through our upbringing that is just not our space. We're not good at that. You let him take care of that part. You go over here, you clip your coupons, you budget, you save, you pinch your pennies. I'll take care of this. Don't you worry your pretty little head. And that's just, we accepted that. I did it. I was asked by my ex-husband, do you want to be in these meetings with our financial planner? And I'm like, I don't know anything about that. You do that. I don't want to do that. And I cringe. You should see me getting goosebumps right now. I cringe at the thought of not wanting to take an active role in that, but I see it over and over and over again. Here's another thing that gets me is when you talk about financial literacy and women think that they have less financial literacy than men. If there was a test and you have A, B, C, D, and it's a financial test, and women and men take the test, especially women, if they take the test, they choose I don't know, 25% more than men. But if you take the I don't know option away, they get it right 80% of the time. This is not a competence issue. It is a confidence issue. So we have it already. It is inside. Our intuition as women is already a financial strategy. So it is just curating that confidence because we already have it. Yes, you need the education. Yes, you need to do the due diligence and the tools and strategies and learn about certain investments. And you're already good at it.
Yeah. So what is the bold money mindset?
I think it's just curiosity and willingness to learn and to take that first step. I teach courses all the time, and the number one, you don't have to have millions of dollars to invest. You just have to start. You have to take that first step. And bold doesn't mean, selling everything you own and depleting your savings to start investing in something. That's not bold. That's probably not smart. Bold is just knowing your own internal compass and taking aligned action. So I think alignment, we talked about that earlier. It's like, what feels good in here? And I can only do that if I have educated myself. So education and intimidation for me have an inverse relationship. I don't have to go get a finance MBA, but I do need to make myself aware of basic financial concepts. And if there's something that I'm interested in, real estate or digital assets or life insurance or whatever, I can pick that one thing. I don't have to learn it all. And I can learn something and take a step towards that. And that's what's bold, is just doing it, because so many people think about doing it. They buy a course about it. They buy a book. They listen to podcasts, but they don't take the next step. And that's what's bold.
That action.
Action.
So your company, Expand Your Empire, is all about helping entrepreneurs automate. So for a woman who's listening, who's feeling stuck and in the weeds in her business, can you break down how automation can actually create freedom?
Oh my gosh, you get to duplicate yourself. You get to buy back your time. And I tell people all the time, because I work with a lot of solopreneurs or very small businesses, and they think they have to do everything themselves. But that is not why you got into business. You said that at the very beginning. It's like, we started our own businesses because we thought we were going to get freedom. And we actually end up working more than we planned on. Most of us love it. But you can put some tools and strategies in place, either through automation or delegation, that are going to take the stuff off of your plate that you A, hate, or B, shouldn't be doing anyway. Because I think 80% of the tasks that you do in a day could be automated. They are manual, and you just don't even think about it. You just do it over and over again. But I accidentally, again, started building CRMs. My partner was doing it and he was taking too long. And I'm like, I'll just figure out how to do it. And so I did. And learning how to build these workflows, and basically you can push one button and an entire process can run without you. Mm. And if you are doing that all yourself, you are taking yourself out of your revenue generating activities. If I got into business to coach clients one-on-one, if I'm over here sending emails and tagging people and making sure they're getting followed up with, I'm not doing what A, makes me money, and B, what I love and gives me life. That's freedom.
Yeah.
It's take care of that over there so that I can do what I love, that gives me joy and creates revenue in my business.
I think right there, that is the sweet spot that people like, or the compass. Like, what do you do?
The Venn diagram here.
Yeah, revenue that gives you joy, that makes you feel alive, that, that's you're doing the things you really love to do. And I love that. And yeah, so many entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs, are stuck doing all the things.
And I think I tell them all the time that DIY approach is costing you. You think you're saving money, but what is your time really worth?
Yeah.
And are you tracking that? I make all my, as soon as I onboard a client in my coaching, you have to track every minute of your day, because I want to know what your time is worth and what you're spending it on. So I can show you how much you're losing.
Yeah.
By doing things you don't need to be doing.
So good. It doesn't make dollars. It doesn't make sense. So sometimes I see often there's women entrepreneurs are chasing revenue, but not really building wealth. Yes. Can you share how you help women move from just making money to building wealth?
Yes. I think people mistake revenue and profit, or they don't know the difference. And that's why I work with them to grow profit. We dive into the numbers, the stuff that people hate, your actual profit margin, your cash flow, your cash on cash return. These are things that we need to really monitor to know if we're being successful. You can look really good on paper and have no money in your bank account at the end of the month. So that's what we work on. And then we want to take that profit and teach you to strategically invest it outside of your business. So many people say reinvested in the business, reinvested in the business, reinvested in the business. There is a time and a place and a bucket for that. But is that your exit? 80% of the businesses listed for sale never sell. Of those that do, they sell for less than half. So I want you growing wealth outside of your business, taking those profits and putting that money to work somewhere else that isn't reliant on the growth and success of your business. And so what I do is, we talked about real estate. That's absolutely what I love. I have other vehicles that I use. But Expand Your Empire is all about teaching women every asset class that is available to them that we're not taught, because we've been taught, I'm a Gen Xer. It's like, get a job, max out your 401k, and you'll be fine. Well, Gen X, I think right now has less than $140,000 on average saved for retirement. And they say we need 1.26 million. And I think that's low. So no one is coming to save us. And I don't say that to scare anyone. It's just the reality of we have an opportunity here to take an active role in what our money is doing. And if we can just start to think a little bit differently with that bold money mindset and think, I can take action, I can learn something, and I can do something different, and I get to choose. That is the financial freedom, is that power of choice. I don't have to do it the way they say I have to do it. A financial advisor is paid to sell you their portfolio that they get commissioned to pay, but you have a choice in where you put your money and how it grows for you. And I am just a huge advocate.
So you had a very big pivot in midlife. If there's a woman listening who's in the middle of her own pivot right now, maybe she's scared, maybe she feels like it's too late. What's one piece of advice you'd give her about stepping into freedom and creating her empire?
I tell everybody, if you're only going to do one thing, is if your money is sitting in a bank savings account, it's getting eaten away by inflation. You cannot save your way to wealth. So bare minimum, get yourself a high yield savings account. It's bare minimum. Move that money out of the bank into a high yield savings account, and then invest in yourself first. Whether that is an educational course, a mentorship program, something that you're interested in, not just because somebody told you should, but something that you feel interested in and want to learn more about. And I mean, like I said, you don't have to have a ton of money. There are apps, I think Robinhood and Acorn, that will take your spare change and invest it for you. And those are the types of baby steps that can help you see small results, build confidence, so that you can then move your way through kind of that upswing of like, okay, I've done this. That feels good. Let me try this. I'm going to go up a little bit more. But that first investment has to be in yourself, learning who you are, what you value, and what kind of life you want for yourself, so you know how to get there.
Awesome. So good. All right. So we have a end of show tradition, a Trinity, which is a brag and a gratitude and a desire. But before we get there, if someone wants to find out more about what you do, where should they go?
Expandyourempire.org. That's got everything. It's got my courses, my community, my podcast. Everything is on there. How to work with me, where to find me, what events I'm speaking at. It's all there.
Okay. .org. Empire.org. All right. Great. So as I was saying before, we have our famed end of show Trinity. And so first question is, what's one brag? What's one thing that you are celebrating right now?
Today, I did my happy dance earlier. I'm horrible about celebrating, so I'm making myself celebrate more tiny things. And it's not tiny. I just launched my podcast, and I got to 100 downloads. So I was like,
yay! What's the name of your podcast?
Expand Your Empire.
Expand Your Empire. So well branded. And so
I'm on brand, baby.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And 100 downloads.
I'm like, woo.
And what's one thing you're grateful for?
You know what? Where I'm sitting right now, I am in between houses. My house I moved out of and the one I was moving into, there was a delay. So I have the most amazing best friend, soul sister on the planet. And she's like, you never even have to ask. You're welcome at my house anytime. Come live with me forever. So I'm just grateful that there is no turmoil. There is no headache. It's just, I know that I have people in my life who support me, love me, and are there to hold me no matter what.
That's awesome. It is. Yeah. Beautiful. Great friends are worth their weight in gold. What's one desire you're calling in right now?
Ooh, that's a good 100,000 downloads.
Okay. By when?
Let's see. You know, we're going to go viral, I think. So I'm going to say by the end of the year. This is what, September 2nd? I could do it.
Okay. All right. Well, so shall your desire be, or so much better than you can imagine.
I'm manifesting.
Yeah.
This or something better. This or something better.
This or better. Awesome. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today, your wisdom. I know a lot of women are going to walk away inspired to not just hustle, like you can let go of the hustle maybe, and actually build lasting wealth. Again, if you are listening and you want to learn more about Amanda and her work, go check out expandyourempire.org. And that's all one word, expandyourempire.org. I'm at reigoddesses.com. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the show so that you can get more contact, and please share it. There's somebody, I know there's a woman in your life who needs to hear what we talked about today, who's maybe feeling like she's stuck in the middle of her own process. So please do share this episode with her. Be a good friend, like Amanda's friend. And remember, it's never too late to pivot, to get bold with your money, and to build the systems and wealth that give you real freedom. Like if you're in this place, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to retire, then just know it's not too late. You can start taking bold money actions today. So thank you for getting real with us today. Let's get real, expand your empire, and stay real. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.